The day of the wedding finally arrived, filling the palace with excitement. People from both Earth and Ava's world had come together to celebrate the union. The entire palace sparkled, decorated beautifully with colorful flowers and soft glowing lights. John stood quietly, waiting at the front of the grand hall. He wore a formal uniform that made him feel proud but slightly nervous. Looking around, he saw faces of friends, diplomats, and leaders smiling warmly at him, clearly happy for him. Soft music began to play, signaling Ava's arrival. Everyone turned expectantly, watching as she gracefully entered. Ava looked stunning in a beautiful gown of soft colors that shimmered gently. Her gentle smile and calm expression filled John's heart with warmth. Ava walked slowly toward John, her eyes meeting his lovingly. John felt his nervousness disappear, replaced by deep joy and calm confidence. As she reached him, they shared a quiet, reassuring smile. The ceremony began, led by an elder from Ava's world. He spoke warmly about unity, love, and peace, praising the strong bond John and Ava had formed. His gentle words touched everyone's hearts, reminding them clearly of the importance of this union. Finally, it was time for John and Ava to exchange vows. John spoke first, his voice clear and sincere. Ava, from the moment I met you, you changed my life. Your wisdom, kindness, and strength inspire me every day. I promise to support you, stand by you, and love you always. Together, we will build peace and understanding between our peoples. Ava's eyes sparkled softly, deeply touched by his words. She spoke gently, her voice calm yet full of feeling. John, your bravery and kindness captured my heart completely. You showed me clearly the best qualities of humanity. I promise to cherish, respect, and support you always. Together, we will face the future with love, courage, and unwavering unity. As they exchanged vows, their words filled the hall with deep emotion. Everyone watching felt touched by their genuine affection and sincerity. Soon, the elder declared them officially united, and cheers erupted joyfully throughout the hall. John and Ava smiled warmly, holding hands tightly as they faced their guests. Everyone celebrated happily, feeling genuine joy and excitement. After the ceremony, a grand feast took place. Delicious foods from both Earth and Ava's world were served, allowing guests to share in each other's cultures. People laughed, talked, and danced together, creating joyful memories. During the celebration, John and Ava took time to speak personally with their guests, thanking everyone warmly for their support. They shared many joyful moments, clearly showing their happiness and gratitude. As evening approached, John and Ava walked quietly together through the palace gardens, enjoying a peaceful moment away from the festivities. The gardens glowed gently, filled with soft lights and pleasant fragrances. Everything today was perfect, Ava said softly, looking warmly at John. It fills my heart to see how happy everyone is. John nodded, gently holding her hand. It truly was perfect. And seeing everyone united and joyful makes me believe even more in our future. Ava smiled lovingly, stepping closer to him. Our unity has inspired others. I believe deeply in our shared future too, John. They shared a quiet, gentle embrace, feeling peaceful and content. Both knew their bond was strong and genuine, promising a bright and hopeful future together. In the following weeks, John and Ava worked closely to strengthen the alliance between their worlds. They held meetings, discussed future plans, and actively promoted friendship and understanding between their peoples. One day, a group of young students visited the palace. They represented schools from both Earth and Ava's world, eager to learn about each other's lives. John and Ava warmly welcomed them, answering their curious questions patiently and kindly. Why did you marry someone from another world? One student asked innocently, looking at John curiously. John smiled gently, kneeling to speak directly to the child. Because love doesn't care where you come from. It only cares about kindness, respect, and trust. Queen Ava and I found those qualities in each other. The students nodded thoughtfully, clearly understanding his words. Ava spoke warmly to another group of students. encouraging them to build friendships across their worlds. "You all are the future," Ava explained gently. "When you learn from each other, you build peace and understanding. Our alliance is strong because of your curiosity and openness." The students left happily, inspired by John and Ava's genuine affection and wise words. Soon, similar visits happened often, with people of all ages visiting to learn and share experiences. The palace became a symbol of unity and peace, admired and respected by both humans and aliens. John and Ava's genuine bond served as a powerful example of friendship, love, and understanding. Months passed, and John and Ava grew even closer, sharing happiness, challenges, and deepening love. They continued working hard, committed to their shared vision of unity. One calm evening, they sat quietly together, reflecting on their journey so far. The night sky was clear, filled with countless stars. "Our path has not always been easy," John said softly, holding Ava's hand gently. "But every challenge made us stronger and closer." Ava nodded warmly, leaning against him softly. "Our love and trust guided us through everything, John. I am thankful every day for you and our bond." John smiled warmly, feeling deep contentment. "And I am grateful every day for you, Ava. Our unity truly matters, not only to us but to our worlds." They sat quietly enjoying the peaceful moment. Around them, the palace glowed gently, a beacon of hope and unity. Their genuine bond had brought lasting peace and friendship, promising a bright and hopeful future filled with love and understanding. After the troubling events involving Corvin, John and Ava worked tirelessly to rebuild trust within the palace. The atmosphere gradually returned to normal, and everyone felt a renewed sense of unity. John's reputation was restored, and he was warmly accepted once again by both humans and aliens. One calm evening, John and Ava sat quietly on a balcony, looking up at the stars. The sky was clear and peaceful, reflecting their feelings of relief and hope. "I'm glad the worst is behind us," John said softly. Enjoying the calm moment, Ava nodded gently, her eyes thoughtful. "We faced great challenges, but together we overcame them. Our bond is stronger now." John smiled warmly, meeting her gaze. "Your strength guided us through everything, Ava. I am grateful for your trust and support." Ava reached over and gently took his hand. "You earned my trust, John. Your honesty and bravery showed me clearly the depth of your heart." Their peaceful conversation was interrupted by an advisor, who approached respectfully. "Queen Ava, a group from Earth, has arrived. They request to meet with you and John immediately." Ava and John exchanged curious looks, but quickly stood, prepared to greet their guests. Together, they walked to the meeting hall, where several human diplomats waited. The humans greeted them warmly, clearly pleased to see John safe and well. "John, your people are proud of your bravery," one diplomat said sincerely. "Your actions strengthened our alliance greatly." John nodded humbly, grateful for their words. "I only acted as my heart guided me. Peace and unity matter deeply to me." Another diplomat stepped forward, speaking gently but firmly. "We also bring an official proposal. Earth wishes to formalize our alliance with a treaty, secured by your marriage to Queen Ava." John and Ava glanced at each other, surprised but pleased by this offer. Ava spoke clearly, addressing the diplomats. "Our bond is genuine and personal, beyond just politics. Yet, formalizing our unity through a treaty would indeed strengthen peace." The diplomats nodded respectfully, glad their suggestion was well received. Arrangements quickly began for a grand ceremony to celebrate the signing of the treaty and their marriage. As preparations started, John and Ava worked closely together, planning each detail carefully. They wanted the ceremony to reflect their genuine feelings and commitment to unity. Throughout the preparations, they grew even closer, spending many happy moments together. One afternoon, as they reviewed plans in Ava's private quarters, Ava paused, looking deeply into John's eyes. "John, this marriage represents our alliance. Officially, but I want you to know clearly it means much more to me personally. John smiled warmly, stepping closer to her. Ava, from the moment I first protected you, my heart was drawn to you. Our bond has grown naturally, becoming strong and real. Ava gently placed a hand on his face, smiling softly. Yes, John, you have become my strength, my partner, and my greatest joy. They shared a quiet, tender moment, knowing clearly their love was genuine and lasting. Their closeness gave them both comfort and happiness, especially after recent hardships. As days passed, excitement for the upcoming ceremony grew. People from Earth and Ava's world prepared joyfully, eagerly, anticipating the historic union. Everyone felt hopeful, seeing clearly how John and Ava's love symbolized a promising future of peace and unity. One evening, John and Ava visited a quiet garden within the palace, enjoying a peaceful walk. Colorful flowers surrounded them, and gentle lights illuminated their path. They spoke quietly, sharing thoughts about their future together. Our worlds have much to offer each other, John said thoughtfully. With mutual understanding, we can achieve remarkable things. Ava smiled warmly, squeezing his hand gently. And our unity sets an example. We show that different people can truly understand and care for each other deeply. They paused. By a serene fountain, its soft flowing water creating a calming sound. John took a deep breath, turning to face Ava directly. Ava, you have given my life new meaning, he said sincerely, his voice gentle yet firm. I promise to stand by you always, supporting your dreams and protecting our shared vision of peace. Ava felt deeply touched by his words, her heart filled with happiness. She smiled softly, meeting his gaze lovingly. John, your courage and kindness showed me clearly the goodness within humanity. My love for you has grown strong and real. I promise to always cherish and support you as my partner and equal. They embraced gently, feeling warmth and deep contentment. Their hearts and minds were united, ready to face any future challenge. Together. The next day, they publicly announced their official engagement, delighting both humans and aliens. Celebrations began across both worlds, as everyone recognized the importance and genuine nature of their bond. In the days leading up to the ceremony, John and Ava spent meaningful time together, visiting various places to meet and speak openly with their people. Their sincere interactions reinforced trust and respect from all sides. Soon, the grand ceremony was ready. On the day itself, crowds gathered excitedly, filling the palace with joyful energy. John stood nervously but happily beside Ava, looking at the large gathering of smiling faces before them. Ava spoke first, her voice strong and clear. Today we unite not only our worlds but our hearts. John has shown us all the true meaning of bravery, kindness, and love. Our bond promises peace, unity, and endless possibilities. John stepped forward, speaking warmly and sincerely. Ava has taught me compassion, strength, and the beauty of true partnership. Today we promise to build a future filled with trust, understanding, and lasting happiness. Their words were met with joyful cheers, the atmosphere filled with genuine happiness. As John and Ava officially became partners, both humans and aliens felt hope and excitement for the promising future their union symbolized. John quickly settled into his new life at the palace, feeling truly happy. His bond with Ava deepened each day, and their closeness brought joy to both their peoples. However, not everyone felt pleased by their union. Within the palace council, a small group of advisors secretly disagreed with Queen Ava's choice. Led by an influential alien named Corvin, they feared losing their influence and power. Corvin was respected, but known to have strong views against humans. He and a few others secretly began planning ways to separate John and Ava. Corvin arranged secret meetings, spreading doubt and suspicion about John among some palace officials. He argued that a human should not hold such an important role within their society. Soon, whispers spread, casting shadows of mistrust. One evening, As John and Ava enjoyed dinner together, they sensed something strange in the atmosphere. Palace servants seemed quiet and nervous, avoiding their usual friendly conversations. John felt concerned and asked Ava about it. "Something feels wrong," John admitted quietly. The servants and even some advisors seemed distant. "Have I done something to upset them?" Ava shook her head gently, reaching for his hand. "No, John, you have done nothing wrong. But I sense tension too. Let us find out what troubles them." The next day, John and Ava spoke to several servants privately. At first hesitant, the servants finally confessed that rumors had spread. Some believed John intended to betray Ava and their people. John felt deeply hurt, but Ava remained calm. "Someone wishes to turn my people against you," Ava said firmly. "We must find out who and why." John agreed, determined to clear his name and restore trust. Together, they quietly observed the palace, looking carefully for signs of who might be behind these harmful rumors. Soon, John noticed Corvin often speaking secretly with a few council members. Their expressions were always serious and troubled. John suspected Corvin might be behind the mistrust. He discussed his observations with Ava, who trusted his instincts. "We must watch Corvin closely," Ava decided. "But we need proof before acting." John nodded. They agreed to watch Corvin and his allies carefully, hoping to catch them openly spreading lies or plotting. Several days later, John was helping Ava prepare for an important meeting. Suddenly, a palace guard entered, looking worried. He informed them that a council member had been attacked and injured seriously. The attacker had claimed to be following John's orders. Ava felt shock and anger. "John would never do such a thing," she said firmly, looking directly at the guard. "I believe you, Queen Ava," the guard said respectfully. "But Corvin insists John ordered this attack. He demands John be arrested immediately." Ava shook her head firmly. "No, John will not be arrested without proper evidence. We will investigate thoroughly first." The guard nodded, leaving quickly. Ava turned to John, her eyes filled with determination. "Someone is clearly framing you," she said softly. "We must find the truth quickly." Together, they spoke with the injured council member, who lay recovering in the palace medical area. He was weak but alert. Ava gently asked him what had happened. "A guard attacked me," he said quietly. "He said John ordered it, but I did not believe him. It made no sense." John sighed with relief. "Thank you for believing in me," he said sincerely. "Can you describe the guard who attacked you?" The council member described the guard clearly. John recognized the description immediately. It was one of Corvin's close supporters, Ava, and John quickly ordered trusted guards to find and question the attacker. Soon, they captured him, bringing him before Ava and John for questioning. At first, the guard refused to speak, but when Ava promised fair treatment, he finally confessed. "Corvin ordered me to attack," the guard admitted nervously. "You wanted John Blaine to weaken your bond and power." John felt anger and sadness. Ava remained calm, determined to act justly. "Corvin must be confronted," she decided firmly. Corvin was quickly summoned before Ava and John. When confronted with clear evidence, Corvin became defiant. "Humans are dangerous," Corvin insisted angrily. "John has too much influence. He will destroy our traditions." John stepped forward calmly, speaking directly to Corvin. "I respect your traditions deeply," John said sincerely. "I want peace and unity, not power." Ava's voice was firm and clear. "Corvin, your actions have caused pain and mistrust. I trusted you, but you have betrayed that trust. You must leave the council immediately." Corvin glared angrily, but had no choice. The guards escorted him away. With Corvin gone, the council quickly regained calm and stability. Advisors publicly apologized to John, promising renewed loyalty and support. John felt grateful but deeply shaken. Ava comforted him, reminding him of their strong bond. "Trust and honesty will always defeat fear and lies," Ava said softly, holding John's hand tightly. "Together we are strong." The palace atmosphere quickly returned to warmth and harmony. Servants and officials treated John with renewed respect and kindness. Grateful, he remained loyal despite the painful accusations. Ava publicly praised John's integrity and strength, reaffirming their bond. Humans and aliens admired their courage and unity, feeling even more confident in their future together. As days passed, John and Ava worked hard to rebuild trust within the palace and their wider community. They openly communicated their plans and values, reassuring everyone of their genuine intentions. Soon, the palace once again filled with laughter, warmth, and hope. The alliance between humans and aliens grew stronger than ever, guided by the genuine love, respect, and trust between John and Ava. As the days passed, John became deeply involved in palace life. He worked alongside Queen Ava, helping her understand human ways and supporting her during important meetings. He admired Ava's calm wisdom and dedication to her people's well-being. Meanwhile, Ava felt inspired by John's honesty, humility, and deep kindness. One afternoon, Ava called a gathering of her most trusted advisors. John sat quietly at her side, feeling honored by her trust. The advisors sat around a large table, curious and attentive as Ava began to speak. "Our people have faced many challenges," Ava began gently, her voice strong yet soft. "Our alliance with humans is new, yet it grows stronger daily, thanks to our mutual trust and respect." Her advisors nodded thoughtfully. They valued Ava's wisdom and supported her vision. John listened carefully, sensing that something important was about to happen. Ava paused briefly, looking calmly around the table. "For our alliance to grow even stronger, I have decided that a symbol of unity is needed. This will show our two races that peace and friendship are our goals." Everyone leaned forward slightly, eager to hear more. Ava turned to John, a warm smile forming on her lips. "John's bravery saved my life, and his kindness has touched my heart. He represents the very best of humanity. It is my decision to formally announce John as my chosen partner for marriage." John felt surprise sweep through him, but also joy. The advisors murmured softly, some looking surprised, others clearly pleased. Ava gently reached for John's hand, reassuring him with her warm touch. One advisor, an older alien named Alaric, stood slowly, his voice thoughtful. "Queen Ava, your choice is wise. John has shown honor and courage. But we must also consider our traditions and the feelings of our people. We must introduce John to everyone carefully." Ava nodded understandingly. "Yes, Alaric, I agree. We must ensure our people see the strength and sincerity in our bond. John and I have discussed this. We will spend time among our people, helping them see that our alliance is genuine and beneficial." Alaric smiled approvingly, reassured by Ava's wise approach. "Then you have our support, Queen Ava. We will help you and John ensure this unity is clear to everyone." Over the following days, John and Ava traveled to different regions of her world, meeting many people. They visited busy cities, quiet villages, and peaceful farmlands. Everywhere they went, they talked openly and kindly with the people, explaining their vision for unity and peace. At first, some were unsure or hesitant. But as they saw Ava's genuine affection for John and his respectful treatment of everyone, their hearts warmed. They saw clearly the trust and love developing between the human and their beloved. Queen. John worked hard to show sincerity and humility. He took time to learn about their customs and traditions. People soon admired John not just as a brave hero, but as a thoughtful and kind person. In one village, John helped repair homes damaged by a recent storm. The villagers watched gratefully, seeing the human working side by side with their queen. They spoke warmly about John, feeling proud of this growing alliance. In another region, Ava spoke passionately about her vision of lasting peace. Her people listened respectfully, moved by her deep sincerity and clear love for John. They saw in their queen a strong yet gentle leader whose heart sought genuine happiness and unity. Back at the palace, John continued supporting Ava in meetings with human diplomats and alien leaders. He learned quickly, becoming respected for his wise and thoughtful advice. Both humans and aliens began viewing their relationship as a positive example for their own interactions. One quiet evening, John and Ava walked together in the palace gardens, reflecting on their recent travels. The peaceful surroundings helped them relax, sharing a sense of calm happiness. "Your people are amazing," John said softly, looking fondly at Ava. "I admire how you care deeply for them." Ava smiled, warmly, gently touching his arm. "And you have earned their respect, John. Your genuine kindness has made all the difference. They trust you deeply now, as do I." John paused, looking deeply into her eyes. He knew clearly now what he felt. "Ava, my feelings for you are genuine. At first, I was unsure, but now I see clearly. I deeply care for you and want to be by your side, not just for peace, but because my heart chooses you." Ava's eyes sparkled softly, her heart filling with joy. She moved closer, gently holding John's hands. "I feel the same, John. Our unity is not just political. You have captured my heart, and I wish for our bond to be one of genuine love and respect." Their closeness and honesty warmed the hearts of all who watched them together. The palace staff, advisors, and even visitors saw clearly the genuine love growing between them. This made the idea of their marriage even more joyful and promising. A public announcement was finally made. Ava and John stood together on the grand palace balcony, looking out over the crowd gathered below. Humans and aliens stood side by side, eagerly awaiting their words. Ava spoke first, her voice clear and filled with happiness. "Today we proudly announce our intention to marry. John and I have found love, understanding, and true friendship with each other. Our union represents peace, unity, and hope for a bright future together." John stepped forward, speaking sincerely to everyone present. "I am honored by Queen Ava's love and trust. My commitment is not just to her, but to all of you. Together, we will build lasting peace and genuine friendship between our people." The crowd erupted in joyful cheers, celebrating this promising new chapter. Everyone felt hope and excitement, believing strongly in the future John and Ava represented. Their union symbolized more than just a marriage. It promised a future built on trust, kindness, and lasting peace. John's recovery continued smoothly under Queen Ava's watchful eye. Each day she visited him, spending time talking and learning about him. She was deeply interested in human life, culture, and traditions. John felt comfortable around her, noticing her genuine curiosity and kindness. One bright morning, Ava invited John for a walk in the palace gardens. The gardens were filled with strange, beautiful plants and flowers John had never seen before. They walked slowly, with Ava gently supporting John's arm as he regained his strength. "Your world is beautiful," John said softly, admiring the colorful scenery around them. He noticed flowers that glowed softly, casting gentle light on the pathway. Ava smiled warmly at his amazement. "It pleases me that you think so," Ava replied softly. "I often come here when I need peace. This place calms my mind and spirit." John nodded, understanding what she meant. "Back on Earth, I often spent time in nature. It always made me feel peaceful and connected." Ava looked at him thoughtfully. "Tell me more about Earth," she said eagerly. John described his home planet, telling her about oceans, mountains, forests, and cities. He explained human life, traditions, and values. Ava listened closely, her eyes wide with interest and wonder. "Humans seem complicated, yet fascinating," Ava said thoughtfully. John smiled slightly. "Yes, we can be. But there is great kindness. And bravery, too. Humans value friendship and loyalty greatly. Like you did, saving me," Ava said softly, stopping to face him directly. John looked into her eyes, sensing sincerity and warmth. "I acted without thinking," he said honestly. "I only knew you were in danger." Ava gently squeezed his hand, her voice soft yet firm. "Your bravery changed how many of my people see humans. They respect you greatly now. As days passed, John continued to heal and spent more time with Ava. They shared stories, laughter, and moments of quiet companionship. John noticed how deeply Ava cared for her people. He admired her kindness, wisdom, and strong sense of justice. One evening, Ava invited John to a special gathering in the palace. Leaders from various alien clans and human diplomats attended. It was a celebration to strengthen their growing alliance. John felt honored to attend, noticing the respect he received from everyone. During the gathering, Ava stood to speak. She thanked everyone for attending and emphasized the importance of unity and peace. Then she turned to John, smiling warmly. Today we celebrate friendship and bravery, Ava began gently. John showed us the true meaning of courage when he risked his life to save mine. Because of him, our alliance has grown stronger. The room filled with applause, and John felt warmth fill his heart. He stood respectfully, nodding his thanks to everyone. Later that evening, as the gathering ended, Ava took John aside. Her eyes were serious yet gentle. John, I must speak plainly with you, she said softly. John looked at her curiously. Of course, Ava. She took a deep breath. My counsel advises me that I must soon choose a husband, she began slowly. Our traditions require it for stability and unity among my people. John listened carefully, unsure of her meaning. I understand, he said gently, sensing her discomfort. Ava looked into his eyes earnestly. Because of your bravery and kindness, many suggest you should be considered. John's eyes widened in surprise. He had not expected this. Me? He asked softly, stunned. Ava smiled gently, squeezing his hand. Yes, John. It is unusual, but your actions touched many hearts. John felt his heart race with uncertainty. Do you truly want this, Ava? He asked, his voice quiet and sincere. Ava held his gaze firmly, her eyes filled with honesty. John, in truth, I value your companionship deeply. Your presence brings me happiness and strength. But I understand this is unexpected. You must decide freely. John paused thoughtfully, considering everything carefully. He realized how important their friendship had become to him. Ava, I deeply respect and care for you, he said finally, looking earnestly into her eyes. I am honored by this, but let us take this step slowly. I would like more time to truly know each other. Ava smiled warmly, relief filling her eyes. I feel the same, she said softly. We will take the time we need. In the following days, John became more involved in palace activities. He assisted in diplomatic discussions and learned more about Ava's people and their challenges. Each day, their bond grew stronger. Ava admired John's kindness, wisdom, and respectfulness, and John grew to appreciate Ava's gentle strength and compassion. They often spent evenings together, quietly sharing stories and discussing their dreams for the future. Each conversation brought them closer, building deep trust and understanding. Soon, John realized he felt more than friendship toward Ava. He saw clearly how deeply he cared for her. He hoped she felt the same, but chose to be patient, allowing their relationship to develop naturally. Ava also felt herself drawn to John. She admired his honesty and genuine kindness. Her heart felt lighter and happier whenever they were together. She knew she wanted him to remain part of her life, not only as an ally, but also as someone she deeply cared for. Both humans and aliens noticed the growing closeness between John and Ava. Many saw their bond as a powerful symbol of hope and unity. The possibility of their union became a joyful topic of discussion among people from both races. John, meanwhile, continued his efforts to understand Ava's people deeply, earning their respect and trust. He knew his actions had greater meaning now, as he represented both his species and his growing relationship with Ava. As their friendship deepened into something more meaningful, both John and Ava felt excitement and hope for their shared future. Their connection promised not only personal happiness, but also a lasting bond between their peoples, built on genuine trust, respect, and love. John stood quietly among the human delegation, his eyes fixed on the colorful banners decorating the Great Hall. Humans and aliens had gathered for this special ceremony, marking the beginning of peace between their two races. The grand room was filled with whispers and excitement as everyone waited to see the alien queen. Ava. Soon, trumpets sounded, and the crowd hushed instantly. Tall doors at the far end opened slowly, and Queen Ava stepped gracefully into view. John watched, impressed by her beauty and calm confidence. Her skin was a soft, pale blue, shimmering gently under the bright lights, and her eyes sparkled like jewels. She moved slowly through the crowd, greeting everyone kindly with a nod or a gentle smile. As she drew closer, John felt a strange sense of admiration for the queen. Despite her alien appearance, she carried herself with grace and dignity that seemed very human. He noticed her eyes briefly meeting his, and he offered a respectful bow. Queen Ava paused for a moment, giving him a curious and kind look before continuing toward her throne. The room settled, and the ceremony began. Speeches about peace, unity, and hope filled the air. Queen Ava listened patiently, smiling gently as different speakers took their turns praising the newfound friendship between humans and aliens. John stood at attention, proud to be part of something so important. As Queen Ava rose from her seat to speak, John noticed something strange. A figure in dark clothing moved silently behind one of the large pillars. His instincts told him something was wrong. He shifted slightly, keeping his eyes focused on the figure. Suddenly, the stranger raised a crossbow, aiming directly at the queen. John did not have time to think. He reacted instantly, pushing forward through the shocked crowd. "Look out!" he shouted, throwing himself in front of the queen just as the arrow shot toward her. He felt sharp pain pierce his shoulder, and the force knocked him to the floor. For a brief moment, there was silence. Then chaos erupted around him. Guards quickly surrounded the attacker, arresting him immediately. Voices shouted orders, and footsteps echoed as people rushed around in panic. John lay on the ground, feeling weak as the poison from the arrow spread through his body. Queen Ava knelt beside him, her eyes wide with concern. She gently touched his face, her voice calm and reassuring. "You will be all right, human." "Stay with Emmy," she said softly, holding his gaze. John fought to stay awake, comforted by the kindness in her eyes. "Thank you for saving me," she whispered sincerely. Medics quickly arrived, lifting John carefully onto a stretcher. Ava refused to leave his side, insisting on walking with him as they took him to a special room nearby. She stayed close, watching carefully as doctors worked quickly to remove the poison arrow and treat his wound. As John lay recovering, Queen Ava spoke quietly with her closest advisors. "This human risked his life to save mine," she said firmly. "We must ensure he receives the best care possible." Her voice was filled with gratitude and determination. Her advisors nodded respectfully, understanding her wishes clearly. Throughout the night, Queen Ava remained at John's bedside, occasionally speaking softly to him, hoping he could hear her. "Your bravery will never be forgotten," she told him, her gentle voice filled with admiration. Slowly, John's strength began to return. Encouraged by her presence and care. By morning, John was fully awake, though still weak. He opened his eyes, surprised to see Queen Ava still sitting beside him. She smiled warmly, relieved to see him. "Recovering. How are you feeling, John?" she asked gently. "Better, thanks to you," John replied softly, offering a weak smile. He felt a strange closeness to Ava, one born from his sacrifice and her compassion. Ava placed a gentle hand on his. "Your courage saved my life," she said softly, her eyes filled with sincerity. "I wish to honor you." John looked at her curiously. "Honor me?" Ava smiled softly, her voice clear and determined. "Yes, John. I want you to consider staying here with my people as my honored guest." John was surprised, but deeply touched by her offer. He thought for a moment, realizing how important his actions had become for their new alliance. He nodded slowly. "Aye, Would be honored, Queen Ava. Ava smiled happily, gently squeezing his hand. Call me Ava, she said warmly. John smiled, feeling a bond of friendship and trust begin to form between them. As news of John's heroism spread through the palace. And beyond, humans and aliens alike admired his bravery. His actions had strengthened the newfound peace, giving hope that their alliance would grow stronger. John knew his life had changed forever that day. But as he looked into Ava's kind eyes, he felt certain it was for the better. The path ahead seemed promising, guided by friendship, courage, and the hope of a peaceful future.